It's the cold hard truth. Everyone really want to know what's going on with her show. Just get on the air and you will know it's Sandra. The queen of the mile road is here, helping people from everywhere. Get on the phone and you will hear Sandra. Now she will tell you how it goes, but don't you ever step on her toes, 'cause you will hear the cold hard truth from Sandra. They say she's the hero in town, helping people from all around. You get a call, your money is found, it's Sandra. Some will call her late at night just to say that there is a fight, and she will not just leave it alone. She'll get up and call on the phone, and when politics starts on her show, everyone really wants to know the way that things will really go with Sandra. And some will start to criticize, get on the show and tell pure lies, but someday we'll realize it's Sandra. And when they start to argue again, she'll pull the heads to the wind, and soon you will be a friend with Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, K-Man. Happy Friday. How is everybody doing this beautiful Friday morning? I think we're good. We are going to have some guests joining us in just a little bit. And then we got to talk about, wow, how easily K-Manians are fooled. Well, the more I live, the more I realize that one of the easiest things to do in the world might be to fool a K-Manian. You all need Jesus. In the meantime, all I can do is tell you the cold hard truth, honey chill. So we're going to be getting into the nitty gritty this morning. Please don't forget, you can join us on YouTube, Facebook, the website, samrtv.com, as well as Bobo 103.1 FM as well. Telephone number 936-2626. We will have open line. Of course, we shall take your calls. And it is Friday. Now, I'm not too sure if we're going to have time to go into overtime because I'm trying to do something right after the show, but it's not confirmed yet. So depending on how my day goes, we shall see. As some of you will know, there has been a complaint trending on TikTok, I believe it is, about a local business. And I have seen the videos. Thank you for everyone who keeps me in the loop, because I'm not really, we have a TikTok presence, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not huge on TikTok. But this is where you guys are at. This is the technology, honey child. So I get it. So those of you who are very, very active on TikTok sent me the complaint. before I have anything to say about the matter, I do want to give the business owner an opportunity to speak with me. So I try to do this as much as I possibly can. And, obviously the guy has provided quite a bit of, um, you know, quite a bit of damning evidence, so to speak. And so if anybody knows this guy and knows how to reach him, reach out to me as well, because I'd also like to speak with him. It's just kind of a he said, she said sort of situation. And I'm not he or she in this situation. So it's two he's, I guess, but I want to make sure that we have the opportunity to speak to the parties involved. Because I don't know what the truth is. Let me just be very, very clear here. I don't know what the truth is, and in order to suss out the truth, maybe we just need to speak to both persons. So happy Friday, Abby. Irvlin's here. Happy Friday. Shaka Zulu's in the house. Happy Friday to you. And the CMR TV fam, thank you so much. Strong Wilt is here for it. Happy Friday. Stephanie Brooks in the house. Morning, Steph. She says, morning, Sandy and CMR family. Stay safe over the weekend. Yes, the weekend is here. We're edging closer to the Christmas holidays. So Canadian Thanksgiving was just last week. And next thing you know, American Thanksgiving will be here. And then Christmas is upon us. Well, I can tell you in the States, my apologies, it looks like these days they are just scrolling right past not Easter. What holiday we have coming? Halloween. Seems like they are scrolling past Halloween and going straight to Christmas these days, because the stores already have Christmas decorations out in the States for a number of months now. I know, it's crazy. Yeah. So I'm here for it. And I love Christmas. So what can I say? Except it's almost Christmas time. So yes, lots of amazing things going on for the holidays. Wee, good morning. Hello, Miss Patricia Blake. Robert is here. A students. Miss Olivia is here. Nathina, welcome. Good morning. Mirstar. Marshall from North Carolina. Diamond Princess. Is that you I saw posting something on Facebook the other day where you were looking hot to trot? I think that was you. Very pretty. I was like, yes, sir. Mess with Princess. As we would say, putting your best foot forward and then some. Hello, Miss Sonia. Blessings to you. Jamila's in the house. Good morning, Miss Marjorie. You're 78 today. Oh, well, happy birthday. It is such an honor to be able to make it in the high 70s, I feel like. Oh my gosh. What can I say? Death is everywhere. So happy birthday. I'm glad that you're getting there. Before you know it, you'll be, what do they call them? Octarians? Yep. In your 80s, you're almost there, honey Joe. Keep going. 78, that's amazing. Just keep walking and watching your diet as best you can. That walking, that garden work, that exercise is so important. AJ, good morning. Happy Friday to you as well. Daisy in the house, joining us from the UK, I believe. Are you still in the UK, Daisy? So good to see you. Nice. Abby, good morning to you. It must be getting a little bit nippy now in the UK. It was a little bit when we were there. The temperature, I think, during the day warms up and then it would drop at night. But I suppose now you can really feel it. Austria was kind of nippy. You had to put on a little something to cover yourself even during the day. But it was nice weather. Like it was, for me, that's the perfect kind of like, 70s, 60s, like I'm feeling the vibe. Portugal. Oh, beautiful. That's where a lot of the Europeans want to go to vacation. Nice. I have not been to Portugal, but it's on my list like so many other places. Island Pearl, good morning. Yes, everybody, please wish Miss Marjorie a happy birthday in the comment section. That's what we do as CMR family. Hi, Miss Pat. And Marshall also wishing Miss Marjorie a happy birthday. Where's your son, Damien? Damien, come wish your mom a happy birthday. Let me see here now. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see. So I'm getting some information this morning. Don't worry. Okay. Don't worry. Mama getting the sauce for today's show. All right. So we're just waiting here on some guests. And once they get in the studio, we're going to tell you about the amazing stuff that's going on. I see you, Sir Woody, except it says device is not connected, which means I can't bring you in the studio. There we go. I want you to pull that camera down just a little bit for me so I can see less of your ceiling and more of you. All right, we'll give your co-guests just a few more minutes to come in, and then we're going to get started. Good morning, Jasara. How are you, darling? Yes, Neelas, good morning to you. Lots of things coming up for the weekend. Big shout out to Pamela Small. She apparently is the next person that has gotten into real estate. I mean, gosh, the real estate market, I love that Caymanians are doing it for sure. But yeah, it's getting full. But I'm guessing there's just so much property out there to sell that it's not a problem. I mean, apparently there's a lot of property for sale. Yes, good morning to Wee everybody giving Miss Marjorie a big shout out for her birthday. All right, folks, let me go ahead and invite our guests into the program. First of all, we're talking about literacy and the power of early childhood education right here in the Cayman Islands. We have two very special guests joining us. LIFE, which stands for Literacy is for Everyone, is Cayman's literacy charity, which was established in 2012. 2012 already? Oh my gosh, I swear it was just a couple of years ago. Wow. Hosting their very first Life Literacy Conference this month under the theme of Early Childhood, Strong Start, Strong Future. The event aims to bring educators, caregivers, and community leaders together to close the literacy gap and strengthen learning opportunities from the earliest years. So we're pleased to have joining us on the show this morning, Miss Erica Del Oglio. Oh, I so hope I got that right, Erica.
Yes, that's perfect.
All right. So welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes. And we also have, and Erica, by the way, is executive director of LIFE. And we also have Woody Foster, who's the chairman of LIFE, to tell us more about this important initiative and how the community can get involved. So, of course, Mr. Woody Foster is no stranger to any of us. Good morning, Sir Woody. How are you?
Morning, Sandy. How are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you so much for joining us. So 2012, is that right? Time is just time.
Years go by.
I know, time is just flying by. Damaris is joining us from New York. Good morning, Damaris. So can you, Woody, tell us a little bit about LIFE and how this charity got started and what it aims to do?
LIFE actually started back in 2012 through Rotary. I'm part of the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman, Sunrise being a morning club. And it was literacy or vocation. I think it was vocational directive back then and not literacy. I don't think they had changed it yet. At the time, and I wasn't really happy that it really mostly what we were doing was writing checks and taking pictures. And I don't think that was really getting us very far. And so myself and another Rotarian, Finley Joseph, kind of, had this thought that maybe we could do more with it. It took us some time. We met with educators. How do we get started? And a friend of ours, or a friend of mine, or my wife's, that we were having dinner with, was a part of a directorship, and the owner of that entity said, "Listen, to any of my Caymanian directors, for any dollar that you spend back into the Cayman community, I will triple it." And I was like, "Wow, that's amazing! I'm working on his literacy, so I can help spend that." So now we had some potential dollars. Philly and I had been speaking to educators, and that's basically how we got started. We've had a meandering road to get to where we are now, where we were trying to work directly with schools, with government. We were always only ever working with government schools, but about, I don't know, Erica, 4 years ago or thereabout,
That's correct, yes.
we pivoted from trying to work with all schools to just dealing with early years, because at the end of the day, we thought that was the foundation of schools, and that was where we were going to sit. So that's the very short version of how we got started.
Yes. And I mean, we know for sure, without a doubt, all the research is there, Eric, in terms of early childhood education being so critical and so pivotal, in elementary school, even before they get to school, really. But if you can get your children to love books, love reading, especially, love learning, generally speaking, their life trajectory is going to be incredibly amazing. I mean, it's just getting that sort of foundation, that solid foundation. So tell me a little bit, Erica, about, how you guys now are working towards that goal of really trying to make an impact in the earliest years.
Yes, so you're completely correct there, Sandy. There is so much evidence, solid evidence, that investing in early childhood care and education has lifelong benefits, and that is worldwide. There's famous examples and studies that have been done through the Perry Preschool study in the US, and then also more recently with the economist James Heckman, that shows the similar results, but that early investment, especially in the first 5 years, yields the greatest returns compared to any other stage of education. So what Life has been doing, like what he said, in the last 4 years, it's almost nearly 5 now. We were looking at that yesterday. It's amazing how time flies. Is that we have programs, one called Thrive by 5, that really focuses in the preschools by working closely with the leaders and the teachers there, offering continued professional development opportunities, supplying books, because Life loves books, and we believe so much in the power of books, but books that complement the early childhood curriculum framework, Cayman's early childhood curriculum, having really diverse books in there that every little child can see themselves reflected in the illustrations and in the stories. We also do vision and hearing screenings through our wonderful community partners, Optical Outlook and Cayman Hearing Center, who offer at no cost vision and hearing screenings to the children within those centers. And we also have Speech Studio, who offer their community give back in there as well. So we are really focused there. We also do partner with the ministry, with the Early Childhood Care and Education Unit, to do more community-based work through Smart Start and other initiatives like that. And we also work with the Early Childhood Association, so that we can really all come together and have that impact, because we really do believe that this is such a unique time, and it is a window of opportunity really for children to get that best, most stimulating start.
Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic work that you're doing now. I do know that I think it was last year I saw you in the high school there at Clifton Hunter. So do
Yes, I
you
remember.
still go around to all of the different schools? To
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes, we do.
all
We
right,
still have our paired reading program, which is in primary schools, and at John Gray. It's not at Clifton Hunter. If anybody's listening and would like to become a life volunteer, we really need life volunteers out in Bodden Town, East End. And if you'd like to become a volunteer, please reach out to us. We'll give our contact details at the end. But we would be able to do more if we had more volunteers out that side. But to answer your
right.
question, yes, we do.
And tell us a little bit about what you need the volunteers to do.
So our volunteers in the paired reading program read once a week or possibly twice a week with a student. You need to be able to commit half an hour to an hour of your time every week consistently, because it is really about consistency and showing up for that student, and it's sharing reading ultimately. And what you said right at the beginning when you introduced us is that joy of reading and having confidence, being able to have better comprehension skills, and that you do not need to be a teacher to be a volunteer. You just need to be someone that is caring, cares about our community and wants to do more. You do need to go through child protection training, and that's all done online, but Life offers a clear path on how to do that. You have to give us a police clearance and submit 2 references that we would call, and we do offer a bit of training there, but you do not need to be a teacher. You just need to be someone that can consistently show up and share the joy of reading and help build that confidence and love of learning.
That's fantastic. I'll have to share with you kind of off air one of the projects that I want to come to life, pun intended, with with CMR TV, which is really about doing a elementary base, like for younger kids for sure, program, and reading is going to be like a large part of that. But getting like certain people in the community to read, like the MP will read like his favorite childhood book and that sort of thing, and make a fun show out of it. But anyway, we digress. Let's good morning to Brenda. Miss Barbara's here, so good to see you guys. Let's go ahead and talk about your inaugural, if you will, conference, and what you are going to offer the community through the conference, and how people can participate in that.
Should I do that one, Woody?
Go for it. You're the lady who's in charge. I'm just there to support. I told you that the last time.
So we are very excited about this conference. It is our first one, and it is going to be tackling literacy issues and talking about investing in early childhood education and why it doesn't just help individual children, but it strengthens families, reduces inequality, and can really be, that fire that can build a more prosperous Cayman for everyone. We have a great lineup of speakers. We have Dr. Dan Worry, who is coming down from the US. We have our own Dr. Shannon Seymour. We have Dr. Nicola Williams, and we have the Honourable Minister Anglin coming along as well. We have 2 different panel discussions because Life commissioned a report to be done on the state of early childhood in the Cayman Islands, and those findings are going to be shared at the conference. So the first panel discussion will be around that, and then we have a panel discussion at the end. It is a free event, but you do need to register so that one can supply lunch for you, and also we would really like to invite the community to register, but also bring along a book when you come. And for the book that you put in, you will get a raffle ticket. We've got some great prizes there, one being 2 nights at the Marriott. So that's it in a nutshell. We've got Donna Bush, who will be moderating one of the panels. And yes, it's for everyone. The conference really is going to bring together educators, parents, and the public. Anyone really who is interested in understanding more about the power of literacy and foundational literacy and how it connects with workforce readiness and lifelong learning.
Your KPMG report is going to be really important.
Yes.
We're really looking forward to pushing that out. Everybody will get a first glimpse of that at the conference.
Oh, that should be interesting. Yes. All right. So, folks, the Life Literacy Conference is coming up on November the 1st from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And the theme for their very first inaugural one is Early Childhood, Strong Start, Strong Future. Will be held at the Kimpton Seafire Resort and Spa. Registration is required. It's free to attend, but they really want you to register because there's all the stuff that happens with these conferences behind the scenes. They need to know how many seats to set up, maybe for the coffee break, what sort of items they need to have, complimentary coffee and so on. So registration is required. So please, folks, go to the website lifeconference.ky. and you'll see all the details there on who, on how, my apologies, to register. And the earlier you register, the better, for sure.
Well, I think we're 200 plus, I think, already, Harika.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's actually over that now. Well,
so you need to register for sure.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is amazing, actually. We're really excited.
Yeah. So it's open to everyone. Educators, caregivers, nonprofit leaders, parents, you definitely want to come. Would you recommend people leave the kids at home?
I would. That's what I was going to say. It's not really an event for children.
Yes.
There's going to be many fun things for them to do there, but it is a time that parents can really, get the benefit of hearing this information.
All right. And, the conference is really going to be exploring how to strengthen early childhood systems to improve educational outcomes and overall well-being in our community. So this is an important conference, and I would recommend everyone who has any interest in our youth, in literacy, generally speaking, in Cayman. And remember that, early childhood, this is our future. So we've all got to be interested at some level. So, and just to incentivize people a little bit, we have prizes that are going to be available, including a 2-night staycation at the Marriott Resort and gift vouchers and more. So how do people, will you be giving out the prizes at the conference, or how will that work?
It will be at the conference. You're going to have to be there. You can't get your drop your book off, get your raffle ticket and leave. You will have to be there when they call that at the end of the day.
Yeah. And all you have to do is donate a new or gently used children's book at the conference. And then how do you repurpose these books? By working with early childhood centers? It
doesn't have to be an early years book. We do collect books for children from birth up until age 18 because.
Why don't you give them a little brief on how many books and kind of our book program?
Okay. Yes.
So Life, since its conception, has now donated over 100,000 books into the community.
What? That's a lot of books.
Yes, we're very passionate about books, but we really do believe in the power of having the right books placed in the right hands. Mm-hmm. So we have incredible volunteers here at Life because we're a small team, but we have an army we call them our life force of volunteers, and one in particular who spearheads our book donations, and she really does put a lot of time and effort into making sure the right books are in the right programs. So in the past, one of Life's big programs was to do classroom libraries, and those were all brand new books into every single government primary school. It was 50 books per student per class. And those were brand new, and that happened during COVID and in the year that followed that. But we also do home libraries we are very grateful to our sponsors that do help us purchase brand new books for that. But any gently used books go to top-up libraries or to many other community initiatives that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much everywhere life goes, we like to give books. We don't sell
Mm-hmm.
books, but we do like to give books everywhere we go. So
Yes.
any book that comes in here gets processed by volunteers and gets placed in the right program or the right project that we're working on at the time, and then they get distributed into the community.
This is fantastic. And I must tell you that when I was at your literary, well, it was the school that put on Clifton Hunter,
Yes.
their literacy day, the kids were kind of excited to get a book.
Yes.
And in fact, they all wanted me to sign their books. And then when you ran out, they were like, just sign a piece of paper for me.
We actually learned so much at that event because they came and told us exactly what books they were really into, and also which books that they loved from when they were little, and how they wouldn't mind having another copy of those because they had such good memories of them. So that was a great event, for a learning event for life as well.
Oh, this is fantastic. So you've got a really great lineup of speakers. And if anyone wants to learn a little bit more about the speakers, you can check out their social media page, which is Life Cayman. And, they'll give you a little bio, for example. They've got Stacey Scott, who's the director of KPMG. And you can just click on that link and find out a little bit more about who, Stacey is. We've got Danielle Young, same thing. She's operations manager there at Life, and you can find out a bit more about her as well. So lots of exciting things going on for your organization. So of course, congratulations. And, they're looking for volunteers, folks. They're looking for anyone who is willing to donate books, I guess help out with the reading as well. That's so critical and that's so important. So if you have a little bit of time on your hands and, you want to help this amazing organization, by all means, please reach out. The best way to reach out, I'm guessing social media. You've got your website, info@life.org.ky.
Yes, or you can email us at info@life.org.ky, or you can call us at 328-3120. Yes, or you can come into our office. We now have an office in the Cayman Center building, which is opposite the post office in Owen Roberts Drive,
where Cynical used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So please.
That plaza used to be Airport Plaza or something. It's changed the name.
Cayman Center building.
Okay.
It's right. I guess it's right across from the Georgetown post office, from the airport post office.
Right. All right. So we have Cayman Business Machines, I think, is in there as well. Okay. All right. I think I know what it is. All right. So good. So you've got an office space there now. People can come in and see someone in person.
Yes. Anytime between 9:30 and 4 o'clock on weekdays, there will be somebody here. You can also, if you have any books that you want to donate, you can bring them here. We also have a box at mailboxes, etc.
Like a drop box for books.
Drop box, yes.
Very nice.
Or give us a call. We're always happy to pass on your gently loved books.
Very good. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much. I'm sure you want to do a shout out to your sponsors for the conference who have helped to make it all possible.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. One of them is CMR. So thank you, Sandy. We have DART, Cereba, Tower, CLRE, Khan, Maples, Wheaton Precious Metals, and many more. They're quite a few. But thank you, everybody. There is still time to sponsor. So Tower are the people to go to that are organizing all of this for us. And If you are still interested in sponsoring, please do contact them.
And Park Journal says this is great. Literacy is so important. And as someone who's authored some books herself, I'm sure that she can attest to how literacy really, really changes a person's life. Ms. Pat saying this is a great resource for families. Please get involved. Giving back to our community is part of life balance. And we want to thank, of course, yourself, Erica, and Woody Foster. We know Mr. Woody's involved in a lot of amazing initiatives in the community. And this is just another example of one came unkind, giving Woody a big shout out. That's Mr. Amelia. She says, good morning. And yeah, this is fantastic. So folks, November the 1st is right around the corner. Trust me. Like I said this morning, Christmas will be here before you know it. It's just flying by so quickly. So this is your opportunity to get registered for this event. Don't let today pass without going and doing the registration. I'll put the link in the comment section for those of you who are interested. And of course, you would have seen some promotions on our social media and website pages, and we will continue to share those as well. I think you're going to have a record number of people for your first literacy conference. So that's going to be exciting.
We're really excited. Can I just say this? It's not going to be a silver bullet to solving anything. Sorry, I think I'm frozen.
No,
we can hear you. On this end, you're good.
Hello.
Yeah, it's not. I think what Woody wants to say, it's not a silver bullet, but it is going to be an opportunity to open the conversation.
Yeah,
that so desperately needs to be had.
Yes. And what I always learn from these conferences, and I know Miss Shannon, I've seen her at a number of them, youth-related conferences, is that I feel like you always learn something that you didn't know before. And I walk away going, wow, I didn't know that particular statistic, or, so I'm sure your conference, it's packed with some amazing speakers, and undoubtedly I'll walk away from it thinking the exact same thing, like, oh, wow, this was quite an eye opener. But it's also a great opportunity, I feel like, for everyone to kind of get together in one location, say hi to each other, maybe exchange business cards. Parents can speak to people in the industry, educators, early, teachers, and so on. So it's going to be amazing. Thank you so much.
That's what we feel. So thank you so much for this opportunity, Sandra.
All right. Have a wonderful Friday.
You too.
Thanks. All right, folks, literacy, life. They've been around for a minute now. So please, I've just shared the URL to get registered. If you're interested, do go by the website and get registered. And here we are. Buenos dias. Let me see here. I'm multitasking this morning. I'm trying to get my, no, I don't think he understands what I'm saying. I am trying to get my web guy to design something for me, but I'm not sure he's quite understanding the size that I need. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, honey child. Who's this calling me so early in the morning? Good morning, caller. After yesterday, I'm afraid of these early morning calls. I'm like, Lord, have mercy.
Hello?
Hi, good morning, caller.
Hello?
Yes, hi, sir. Uh-oh, can you hear me? Hello, caller. Can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Sandra.
Yes, morning, sir.
Morning. Yes.
Yes.
I have a big issue with immigration,
Oh, okay. You're live on radio, right? So you want to tell us about it?
Yeah. Yes, no problem, man.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, every permit I put in, they keep on refusing the permit. I don't know why. Some silly excuse, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, give me a little bit more. Give me a little bit more to work with.
All right. First thing, I'm doing a big project by the Granayat. You know Grand Hyatt?
Grand Hyatt. That's the one next to the
Yes.
Wharf restaurant?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Gemstar get that project, they sub the work to me. Most of the work.
When you say
And
that they sub it to you,
yes, a subcontract. Yes. Yes.
you're a
They yes.
subcontractor.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you
Yes.
own
Yes.
your own business then.
Yes. Yes. Me and my wife. Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep.
The last permit I put in, they said the contract, Gemstar have as much manpower. This is not what we need manpower. They said we need to
Oh,
add.
so you
I
are
do the
trying
add.
to
Yeah.
get work permits for other people.
No, I'm on the site with my man, my company working.
No, that's what I mean. But so
Yes,
your
yes.
company is putting in work permits for workers.
No, I'm
No.
working physical also. No, I'm not sub. They sub it to me. They're giving me job work. It's not an hourly work.
No, well, I understand that, but what permit is being turned down? A permit for yourself or a permit for other people?
No, for my team, for my company.
Yes,
I'm getting
that's what
man
I'm
from
saying.
Jamaica also. I'm employing man from Jamaica because,
Okay.
yes, I need at least 20 Thailands right now. I can't get them. They said to advertise for workers, advertise the same thing. I don't know what's the issue.
Well,
You said I'm a sick man locally.
yeah. Well, the issue
And I'm
is
still
they're
going
trying
nowhere.
to they're trying to get Caymanians who say that they want work employed.
But I do the ads. We do the ads, you know. And no one turn up for the job.
Where are you advertising?
Yes, advertise for the Cayman jobs. They have to do it
Where?
themselves.
Oh, on the website.
Yes, the website. And you have to register on the website.
Okay.
Everything is legit, so I don't see the problem.
Because you're not getting anyone applying?
Yes, no. The local not applying for the job. I do the ads, no one coming, so I have to seek elsewhere.
Okay. And who?
I have one guy permit. I have one guy permit refuse 4 times back to back. I keep losing money. That don't make no sense.
And when they refuse it, what are they telling you is the reason for the refusal?
All right. The last permit refuse, they said like the Gemstar don't need to sub the work to me. This a big project. And the work is going. Yeah? So we need the manpower. We really need the manpower. So I don't know what's the issue. I don't know. Really know what's the issue. I don't know what to do again.
But I mean, they can't tell somebody else not to sub work to somebody else. Like that part doesn't really make any sense.
Yes, because all right. The last time they said they need the Gemstar contract from the Grand Hyatt. You understand?
Yeah.
And I put in 2 also, and they said I need to advertise and they still refuse it. I don't know what to do again.
Who is handling your work permits for you though? They should know what to do. Who's doing that?
No, it's my wife. It's not my wife, and it's the immigration doing it, man. It's immigration doing it.
No, but I'm saying, immigration will turn down work permits, but the person who submitted it for you, she needs to know how to appeal the decision so that
No, if it's appeal, look, it's one more expensive. I'm not going to jail. We just do a new application. So if the one said this permit need to do, you have to do ads. We do the ads, same thing. Yeah, so I don't see the issue, and the contract is legit.
I mean, I think, I understand what you're saying. And I know that right now, they're really pressing companies to try to find Caymanians, but obviously if you prove that you can't find any.
If they said we must do the ads and we do the ads and it came and don't turn up, what you must do? What's the next option?
Yeah, I mean, but you see what happens is whoever submits the permit, that person has to be really kind of proficient in immigration matters and to navigate it. What what frequent, like, is it a 3 month? Is it a temporary? Is it a 1 year? What kind
All
of
right,
permit are you
all
taking
right.
out?
We now gonna do 3 months first. We now gonna do a 3 month first. Because sometimes the guys go and they can't work. So we have to do a 3 month first. See how they can perform.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm. I mean, I'm going to.
Sandra,
Yes, sir.
listen, Sandra. As the gems are also employ locals. And they're not staying, you know. They're not staying.
Mm-hmm.
I witness it. They're not staying on the job.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I think what you need to do is whoever is doing your handling the work permits for you, and it sounds like it's your wife, but maybe what she might want to do is get somebody else to help her with it. There are companies out there who are very, very proficient in.
Sandra, we get other companies to do it also. And it still refuse. That's who the work permit, professional who the work permit. And it's still refusing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you can certainly, I guess, reach out to the management and immigration, because it's probably just administrators who are refusing it because they handle most applications. So maybe if you reach out to one of the more senior persons, then you can.
It's ridiculous, man. This thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I hear the frustration obviously in your voice. Yeah. So reach out to senior. There should be supervisors at immigration that you can actually speak with.
When I call them, so when I call them, they're always busy, you know. They're always busy. They're always busy. You can't speak it to none of them.
I'm
They're
sure.
always
I'm
busy.
sure. But what you want to do is send them an email and request a meeting. And you and your wife go in and sit down with them and have a discussion about what's going on here. That's what I would recommend. Yeah,
Okay,
request. Yeah, just email them and request an actual sit-down meeting where you get an appointment time. It's not just trying to call somebody on the phone because, like you said, they're always busy.
Yeah.
Set an appointment time and go in there and sit down face to face. Take all of your documents and everything with you to prove, you know, what you say in terms of who's applied and who hasn't applied, and have a discussion with them because, you know, you need to be able to get your work done, right? You have this contract.
I'm under pressure. Yeah, man, really under pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Sandra. Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay.
Thank you, my dear.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think they've gotten instructions to, you know, try to get Caymanians out there working. But to his point, and I'll be very, very fair here, if Caymanians are not applying for the jobs, then, you know, immigration has to be fair and balanced in this. So, yeah. All right. Let me see here. Okay. So, did you guys see, we're going to get to the Cuban guy here in a second, but did you just see this story that is trending all over the region now about oh gosh, the 2 Trinidad and Tobago nationals were among 6 people killed in a U.S. military airstrike in a small vessel in international waters near Venezuela earlier this week. Secretary of the NGO Fishermen and Friends of the Sea confirmed the deaths and offered condolences to the family. So, of course, you know, Trump has said that these people are drug runners. I mean, I don't necessarily doubt that. I mean, we know that there's a drug trade, an active drug trade, very, you know, out in the Venezuelan waters. But does that give you a right to just blow people out of the water? Like, I'm a little bit confused, right? Like, if you just started killing people, where's the due process? Because in the United States of America, well, up until the Trump administration, there was always this, you know, right to due process. I'm assuming their First Amendment rights still exist, and you know, I'm confused. I am legit confused, but are those First Amendment rights only applicable to people in the United States of America? Like nobody else gets due process? So you can just go blowing up boats in international waters and killing people, even if they're criminals? It sounds a little bit wild that this is actually being done. And I feel like, why Venezuela? I mean, listen, not for nothing, but the Mexicans are running drugs, the Colombians are running drugs, drugs are all over. There's a lot of routes, right? So why the hyper focus right now on that little strip right next to Venezuela? You can't tell me that there's not something much more afoot going on here. The Mexican cartel is much bigger than the Venezuelan cartel, and the little Venezuelan drug runners. So you know, why I'm confused, and I'm really confused at how you justify these airstrikes on people without any due process. They're not trying to arrest these people. They're not trying to like say, you know, we're going to put them in jail. They're going to go through a trial. None of that. You just blow them out of the water and kill a boat full of people. And not for nothing, but sometimes these drug runners do have innocent people on those vessels as well. So we've seen sometimes they take children and other people on the vessel. So, you know, you just don't care. It's just, I have a real issue with the way in which this is being done. I'm not saying, you know, I saw comments like, oh, well, that's an odd boat to be fishing in. Yeah, okay. They're drug runners. Fine, let's all accept that they're drug runners. But even that does not give you a right to just blow people out of the water. Wow. I mean, what next? You're going to be blowing migrants out of the water? You know, oh, well, we don't want the Cubans coming ashore, so let's just blow them out of the water too while we're at it. It's pretty wild. It is very wild. What's happening here? It's just whoa. Unbelievable. Anyway, I don't want to get too deep into the Trump rabbit hole this morning, but when I saw that yesterday and I saw that we had posted that up as well, I was really taken aback by how the Trump administration is actually justifying this. Yes, and somebody said, so hold on a second now. The penalty for being a drug runner is death? Not in the United States of America, it's not. It's very unusual to see a you know, a person get sentenced to death in the United States for running drugs. So it isn't. But apparently it's okay to kill Venezuelans. This government, this Trump administration has, I mean, no respect whatsoever for anything called the law. And every single person should be concerned. I don't care if you're a Trump supporter or not. You should be concerned, because this is how World War II started, to be honest. When people don't care about human rights, they don't care about life, they don't care about justice, nothing. They just make it up as they go along. I saw another guy in the States, he's an American citizen. And you saw ICE trying to detain and assault him. And he is an American citizen. This is the part that gets me. So they're actually attacking their own citizens in the name of what? Oh my God. It's crazy. It is just, oh my God. I never thought I'd see the day when the world's biggest democracy has gone down this route, where it's just shocking. Anyway, and like I said, you know, it's one thing to say, well, why do you care about Venezuela, or, you know, leave Trump alone? Yeah, okay, we continue to leave him alone. One day it's going to be other people coming out of the woodworks, getting blown up closer to Cayman waters. This is, you should be concerned. You should really be concerned, folks. Anyway, Let's see here. All right, we're going to get to this Cuban guy here in just a second. Miss Brenda says, why doesn't he offer the job to one of the Cayman Thailand companies? Because it was outsourced to him. It wasn't outsourced to Cayman Thailand company, which maybe there's a question there that could be answered. But he has the contract. It was outsourced to him and normally comes down to money. So if he can't find Caymanian workers, he can't turn around and outsource it to somebody else, because by that point, you're in the hole. So, you know, I mean, he got it outsourced because supposedly he had the workers and or was able to convince them that he could get the necessary work permits approved. The whole construction industry is a hot mess. So Smiley, too cute, says, sounds like someone in immigration is a friend of a friend looking to get someone else that subcontract if possible. That's how dirty business runs, my friend. I mean, that we know that happens too. Like sometimes, and you know, the funny thing is, y'all think that they're trying to protect Caymanians. A lot of times it's not even that. It's like their friend married to a Jamaican guy who also has a Thailand company. So, what a hot mess. Someone says, I can't take to hear any news about him. What's happening is unreal. Talking about Trump here. Another person says, how is the gentleman handling the recruiting? Putting ads in the paper, not interviewing and documenting the responses of the interviewees is not going to work. Well, no, he said that he's doing it on the job website on the portal, which means that immigration, WRC, has access to that portal, and they should be able to see whether somebody applies or not. That's the whole point of the portal, is that they can keep eyes on the portal themselves, folks. Yes, come on now. Step it up, step it up, step it up. All right, so yesterday afternoon, I was busy minding my own business, literally, when I was actually headed for lunch. By the way, I need to give a big shout out. I'm going to post a little video later on to Mrs. Piper's. I think that's the name. I went there for lunch yesterday as part of Restaurant Week, and I had an amazing salad. The food was really, really off the chain good. And so we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that another day. I'll post up some stuff as well. It was really good. And oh my God, it's a good thing I had a salad, because when they brought out the dessert menu, I was like, what is this? Tiramisu, banoffee, cheesecake. Oh man, the dessert menu was to die for. Anywho, like I said, let's not go down the food train, because we'll never get out of that deep hole this Friday morning. All right, so yes, AJ says he needs a third person to handle. You know, you have to know, I used to do a little bit. I had a few clients. I didn't really do too much, but I had a few admin clients I used to do some of this immigration stuff for, and I just don't have the time for it. Like, I actually don't like dealing with immigration. But having said that, you need someone who knows how the system works, who's intelligent enough to deal with immigration, and knows how to write a cohesive letter, how to put all the details in it first. You know, the best thing is not to get it turned down, because somebody says an appeal is taken 3 months. So because an appeal is taken 3 months, if it's a temporary 3 month, you might as well just apply for the temporary. So, you know, you have to know the system and know how to maneuver it and people who to talk to and so on. But anyway, here's another person says that all they want, being the Americans, is to have oil that they have in Venezuela. This is what they're after. I don't doubt that one bit. There's definitely something afoot. It doesn't make any logical sense that all of a sudden the Trump administration is interested in drug runners, but only the drug runners in that narrow strip close to Venezuela. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about this. Let me just see here. So we're gonna talk about something a little bit closer to home. So yesterday, as I said, I was minding my own business, and I all of a sudden got this message to say, Sandy, look into this, please. And I said, okay, let me see what's going on. And they sent me come, Miss Stacy. Actually, give me a few seconds here, folks. We're going to just do a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
The Fall Labour Force Survey and Quality of Life Survey conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office, ESO, started on Sunday, September 28th. The Labour Force Survey seeks to collect data on the employed and unemployed persons in the Cayman Islands, as well as those who are not in the labour force. The Quality of Life Survey seeks to gather information on life satisfaction, sense of well-being, financial security, economic outlook, social inclusion, sense of belonging to the local community, and perceived health. Trained interviewers, with ESO ID cards, will visit randomly selected households. The interviews are confidential in accordance with the Statistics Act. No individual data will be published or disclosed. Survey data are exempt from Freedom of Information requests. For more details, please call the ESO hotline at 516-3329, that is, 516-3329.
All right, folks, good morning. My apologies there. So let's talk about this guy. So Mario, bless his little heart, Mario Rankin from Word of Mouth posted up, and this is what the person sent me. Let me just show you guys the images. They sent me this post and said, Sandy, so this is what the post read. Word of Mouth says, I was very humbled today as I drove by this man in the heart of Georgetown on Siemens Drive seeking an honest day's work rather than choosing the many options which in most cases are selected due to the level of hardship one faces. Well, that's ridiculous, but let's continue. I will assume he's perfectly legal within the Cayman Islands because of his method and where he decided to seek work. There is a lesson to be learned here because there's a difference between asking for help and asking for work to help himself and his family. And I would encourage anyone who's looking for some help to please give this gentleman a call. I applaud his bravery to maintain his dignity and honor, the laws to choose the option he has taken. The number is on his side. Now, I'm going to tell you, the person who sent this to me obviously recognized him as this guy from Cuba who is who is, well, I'm going to tell you who he is. Let me just say this. This is ridiculous because it's completely, let me see. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, because what is said in here is actually completely incorrect. All of it is incorrect, right? So it's okay to make assumptions because sometimes we don't know what's going on with people. So we make assumptions, and, fine, that's, the assumption has been made. What we try to do is we try to do a little bit more research. So when it was sent to me, I said, this is actually not accurate at all. So I tried to correct it. And unfortunately, some of you are just simply not paying attention. And I suspect that a lot of you don't even remember, who this guy is. And so therefore you are confused. I'm going to help alleviate some of your confusion today. Okay. And the reason why this is important is because this demonstrates something that I think a lot of Caymanians, I said this morning, Caymanians are some of the easiest people in the world to fool. And this is yet but another example. Bless his little heart, Mario makes the assumption, and he says as much in his post, that, I'm assuming he's legit because of the way he's going about it. Well, that's interesting. In this day and age, folks, don't make an assumption that there are bold people who will not break the law boldly. So he's like, the dude is on the waterfront. This is basically what Mario says in his own words. Given where he is, nobody's going to stand on the waterfront with a sign that says, employ me and I'm not legit. I don't have, I'm not doing this the right way. Well, folks, can I please welcome you? Give me a drum roll. Can I welcome you to the Cayman Islands now? This is the reality of where we are, where we are. Yes. This is exactly what is happening. He has no legal right to do what he is doing, but he is also the type of person that simply does not care. You assume that someone does not have the audacity to break our laws and to do so with signage right on the waterfront, don't care, right? Advertising for work for himself. That assumption was made, and you would be wrong. This guy is well known to CMR because he has a prolific history of protesting on the halls or the steps, I should properly say, of our government building. And so I wish to just refresh your memories this morning of exactly who he is and how he continues to break our laws and to flaunt his political asylum interfaces. Years ago, I actually went on the government steps where him and his wife and baby were out there protesting and interviewed them. And at the time, because, I believe in listening to people, hearing people out, what's the issue here? What's really going on? And at the time I discovered, and through subsequently talking to other people within government, I discovered that he is a Cuban national who was granted political asylum. And what he has done with that is really quite disgraceful in the sense that okay. In the sense that he somehow thought that because he had political asylum and he is now married to a Dominican woman and they have a child, that his Dominican wife and his Dominican child should be able to get status or political asylum rights. I don't even know what he was thinking off of him. They're not from Cuba. And, I don't know how the political asylum for one person would transfer to another. Like, I don't even understand how that would work. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra.
Morning.
Just for my own education, what is the rationale for why people who were granted asylum, why they can't own a business?
I don't know what the rationale is. I mean, you'd have to ask immigration that, but they have a right to work. They're allowed to work, and that's in the law. Would you, as a Caymanian, assuming you're a Caymanian, would you want everyone who has a right to work to be able to have the right to own a business?
Well, I'm just asking, I'm just curious because I saw the post on Instagram.
Yeah, because there's a lot of categories of immigration, right? So there are categories, for example, even of like independent means and rights to work and whatever. But there are specific categories where you can get residency with no right to work, and you can't own a business. I mean, I think if we are going to say that, and I'm just kind of working this out as I'm talking to you in my head, if we're going to say that the logic is that, we are trying to protect Caymanians, especially when it comes to businesses, because remember, you can't be a foreign national in this country and own a business. So I'm thinking now along the lines of this is what it has to do, right? So as a asylum seeker and as someone who gets asylum, he still doesn't have status. He's still not a Caymanian. So why would we be adjusting the law just for asylum seekers to then say, oh, well, this category is somehow special, that they can come here and set up and own a business. The more I think about it, the more logical it sounds, because there are PR categories that don't have a right to be business owners as well. The general premise for who can own a business in this country is businesses are meant to be Caymanian owned. That's why you either have to have a Caymanian partner, 60-40, or you apply for an LCCL, and then that's a whole other, legal process that you have to go through. He's not a Caymanian, so why would we be allowing him to own a business? So I think that's the logic. Now that I think about it, I think that would have to be the logic of how he's ineligible to work. I mean, my apologies, ineligible to own a business.
So playing devil's advocate, right? Actually playing the devil pro bono, right? Wouldn't one of the weaknesses or on an argument be denying business ownership while allowing employment may create inconsistencies in treatment?
No, I mean, that's like if you come here on a work permit. Do you not know you cannot own a business in the Cayman Islands on a work permit? You're here on a work permit. And this is the thing, right? When they get this asylum, they are notified of what comes with it. Okay? So you can't come here and do whatever you want. There are restrictions. And in fact, directly because of him, our government has had to change the asylum law, because a lot of, sorry, my Cuban family and friends, a lot of them come here under the guise of seeking political asylum. They get it. And as soon as they get it, they're on a flight to Cuba. And it's like, hold on a second. If this was a true case of political asylum, how are you able to go back to Cuba now that you have the right and you can travel up and down and whatever here in the Cayman Islands? Because what was really happening is this is what I'm telling you. It wasn't a true case of political asylum. It was economic asylum. But that's not what this category is about. We don't have the ability for people to apply for economic asylum. Right? So they make this case claiming that they're going to be, prosecuted because, they protest, they're vocal in their own country, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as they get it, you see their movements change. So as you may recall, a couple of years ago, our government amended the Asylum Act to say, no. Number one, every couple of years, we're going to review your application for asylum to make sure that you're still in danger, because maybe the danger has passed, right? And also, you are not going to be able to go back to Cuba once you get this. And if you do that, you are now telling us we can revoke your asylum status. So we had to tighten up. I'll find the article on it because it was quite a number of things that the government had to do. But the government had to actually tighten up this area of the law because it was being abused by people just like this young man. So he gets it. Now, all of a sudden, he wants his Dominican wife and his child to be able to get it, to be able to stay here in the Cayman Islands. And because our government said, no, that's not how it worked, he protests on our government steps, as you might recall, for weeks at a time or days at a time or whatever it was that he was doing. So you get something, you know that these are the parameters, right? It reminds me of when I was in university in the States. As a student on a student visa, I could have an on-campus job. I couldn't work off campus. So how am I going to jump up and be like, well, I want to be able to work off campus. I want to be able to now own my own business. I want to be able to, no. You have to know and respect the perimeters under whatever your immigration status is. And this is what happens here in this country, callers. Unfortunately for us, every Tom, Dick, and Harry comes here and they want to tell us what we can do and what we can't do, what our laws must say and what our laws don't say. And if they don't like it, persecuted. Thank you, not prosecuted. My apologies. Thank you. If our laws are not to their liking, then they feel like they can go and make a spectacle on the steps of our government building and protesting in our streets and commandeering a Panamanian ship, as this dude has done. So he doesn't have the right.
This the same one?
Yeah, try and hush. Let me get to the man now.
Lord, well, before I go, let me ask you this. Because you know the human rights people, right? Could it be challenged on human rights grounds or fairness grounds?
No. We do have some rights to set our immigration policy. Okay? And you know what the policy is. You can't accept the policy and then talk about afterwards, well, I think we should just challenge it because I don't like it. What's next? Work permit holders are going to say, well, they should be able to own a business too?
And with that said, folks, I'm the devil pro bono. I wish you guys a good day.
The devil, we just dumped you on your head this morning.
I'm listening.
Thank you so much, my dear. So yeah, I mean, this guy has a very, this guy has a very, very long history, folks, of doing this sort of stuff, right? Yes, he protested under government steps. And if that wasn't bad enough, he actually commandeered. Remember when they took that Panamanian ship? That was him. And for those of you who may not have been in Cayman or Caymanians who don't pay attention to much, and you don't remember this, let me remind you kind of what went down, because they somehow got on board a Panamanian ship that picked them up. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, how you doing?
Not bad. How you doing?
Yeah, let me take a different approach on that. This is the kind of thing that makes the Cayman Islands and we the people and the government entirely to look stupid. No, right, first, because I've been saying this for years, and I'm just a black fool. I don't know what I'm saying. Why? How did he got? Why he got political asylum? Right?
Yes.
Okay, that was they forced Cayman to give him political asylum because they force him to have these Cubans here based on international laws, right? In other words, right, basically whatever, but basically we're forced to have these people here to take them off from sea and to house them and stuff and let them claim the political asylum, right? So tell me something now. If he can't own his business, they granted him political asylum, he can't find a job.
No, he can get a job. No. Let's back up.
I'm saying if he can't find a job, he got the rights to work. He got the rights to get a job.
Yeah, he has the rights to get a job.
Suppose nobody don't hire him.
Well, that's exactly what's happening. Nobody not hiring him because of this sort of stuff. Because he commandeered a ship. Because he's protesting under government steps. There's a reason why he's not hireable.
I know that's my point exactly, and that's what I'm getting to. Let me elaborate on the point. So. Did all of this happen before they gave him political asylum or after he got political asylum?
After, of course.
Okay, so he did all that with the Panamanian ship and all that after he got political asylum, and they couldn't take that away from him or anything.
That's right. Well, they've since changed it. Like I said, they've since changed the law.
Yeah, okay, well, that's one other thing that the Cayman parliamentarians not gonna cojones to stand up for. You see, this is the kind of thing. Okay, he can't get a job, right? He got children here, and he got kid based on whoever his wife is. He got a child here. He not gonna right to work. How he gonna live Cayman Islands? We got support him. Then he's another client for NAU. As long as he here, we got support him. Because nobody not gonna hire him, right? And he can't work for himself. So this is the kind of stupidity that is driving this island in the ground. This is the kind of stupidity. They should have stand up and said this from time. Well, we're not giving nobody political asylum because we not got enough work here for our own people. We not got enough money here for our own people. And if United States want them, if England want them, whoever want them, we'll send them to honor, but we're not taking them. That's what the Cayman parliamentarians had to stand up and say. So this is the kind of foolishness now. So we got another client for NAU that we got support, right? Okay, I'll get it. I take that post. This is the happens in the camera.
Yes, I mean, this is why I say that, you know, even the act of granting political asylum, maybe we need to be extremely cautious about who gets that. Like, you know, we can't afford to give it to as many people as we probably think that we can. Okay. So yes, I just thought it was necessary because even in the comment section from, let me just pull this out for 1 second. Even in the comment section from yesterday, there were people who were saying that, oh, you know, this guy's a Caymanian and I know his people and his mama and this and that. And yeah, he's a good guy, give him a job. I was like, what? What? Caymanians? I don't know who these Doe Kelly is. And all these people, if he's Caymanian, he born in the 70s, or been to see it, my father. What are you talking about? He's not Caymanian. He the 70s. This dude, I don't even think he's that old. He's not that old. You know, poor Karen Thompson, bless her little heart. She said she's since removed her comment of support. She actually spoke to him, but the reason why I want to show this is because she actually spoke to him. She said, I had a mini interview with him and he appears to be legit. This is how we are being fooled. So he appears to be legit and he has residency. Listen to this now. He told her that he has residency and will be a citizen later this month. Wow. Not for nothing, but that would be a bold-faced lie. He has political asylum. That's not the same thing about residency. Okay? So he lied to her about residency and then turns around and also lies to her that he's going to have citizenship later this month. Wow. Caymanians. Let me see. Y'all need to just relax. We are so kind. We are so soft-hearted. I know Karen. She's an amazing person, right? She saw him and thought, oh, let me help him. She said, of course, I will ask for the evidence once we meet up. What evidence can he give you that he has residency? Political asylum is not residency. There's under no circumstances, there's no way that he goes from political asylum to Cayman status like that, or as he said, he's going to become a citizen later this month. Really? You don't even have a job. How are you going to become a citizen? Has he seen that application? So this is a guy that is actively in the streets of the Cayman Islands, lying to people, has a sign up, and the kind-hearted Caymanians who want to assist him, here he is lying to them. But let me show you how our Caymanians stay, right? I reminded people in a social media post yesterday of who he was. And you know what our Caymanian people do? The first thing Mario does is he gets on his talk show and cusses me out. I don't know what he was saying because I don't have access to his show. I don't listen to his show, but somebody told me, oh, Mario cussing you. I don't expect any better from Mario. There's certain Caymanians that I expect no better from them. Of course, you're going to cuss me out because I'm here telling y'all the cold hard truth. See the guy here? This was back in April of 2021. And you can go and see, we got tons of video footage on Facebook of how they commandeered. So basically they were trying to leave Cayman, because that is also an unlawful act, by the way. A Panamanian ship made the mistake of picking them up because they have a legal obligation in international waters if they see people in distress to pick them up and to offer them assistance. So they picked these migrants up. Him and his wife and baby was on the vessel. And I can tell you that this is one thing that those people say that they regretted. They will never pick up anybody. These Panamanian ships will never pick up anybody again because this situation cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars because they were scheduled to go through the Panama Canal And as a result of this, their spot in the Panama Canal was lost. These guys pulled weapons on them, right? Held them hostage on their own ship. And eventually the RCIPS had to go and storm the ship to bring this hostage situation to an end. This is the man that Caymanians are talking about, oh, he looks legit, and give him a chance. You see, this is how easily we're fooled. We have a little difference in here. And hello, I'm live on air. Hi. Okay. We have a little difference in you grow a beard, you grow a full beard and some hair, and you put on some glasses, and your own Caymanians don't recognize you, right? So you go from commandeering a ship. Hold on one second. My apologies. You go from commandeering a ship and having a hostage situation created here, right? His own child started to get sick and had a temperature of 102.2 degrees Fahrenheit and almost died. Okay? So see the note in this story? 8 p.m. Wednesday evening, a live stream revealed that they were running out of data on their phones and requested top-up credit. Hear this now. They're on a boat. They're requiring top-up credit from sympathizers. And after another few hours, it was shared that the infant was running a temperature and they were requesting medical assistance for the child. This was a situation that they created themselves. And then when things start to go south, okay. When things started to go south, then all of a sudden, oh, our baby's sick. We need help. We need this. We need that. You see, y'all are too easily fooled. Y'all are really, really too easily fooled. I need you all, Caymanians, to rein it in, to do your research. And this has nothing to do, let me make it very, very clear. If you will recall, last week, we were talking about the same sort of thing, okay? Where Caymanians were being highlighted for abusing the system, right? And so Caymanians doing it, everybody else feel like, well, they can abuse the system too. Let me refresh your memory on how that situation ended. The government, our police force here, was told by the Panamanian officials that they would take the ship by force. They were going to send in some military, reinforcement to take this private ship back because it runs under Panamanian flag. Right? Our authorities here in the Cayman Islands, you know what they said? Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. The Panamanian people said, really? You think we can't? No, because you're in Cayman waters. They said, look, Caymanians, y'all soft and foolish at the same time. We're in Cayman waters, but we will move this ship into international waters and take this ship back from these hostages. Or they wouldn't be the hostages. They would be what's the opposite of the hostages? They were holding people hostage. They would be somebody tell me what's the name? What's the opposite of hostages? You know what I mean, right? So, they, my apologies. So yeah, so they were, it's like, what on earth, right? Yeah, this is the hot mess, folks. So the government said, you can't do that. The Panamanian government says, yes, we can. Hijackers, thank you. Oh my goodness, morning, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, hijackers, that's right. So that was the whole point then, is when the Panamanian officials said, not only can we do it, we will do it. And when we do it, here's how the Panamanians operate. They're not soft like Caymanians. So when they did it, there was definitely going to be loss of life if it had come to that, because they don't care. They were going to storm in there, shoot everybody up, and take them all out. It was then at a critical juncture where the RCIPS and the authorities here is like, oh my God, we can't have that. Or this would have been quite an international, this would have been bad press without a doubt. This was going to make international news. And so I remember the night when the RCIPS and whoever else they had geared up, went in with guns, and decided to go in there and take this shit back before, because the Panamanian gave them a deadline, before they move on international waters and bring their own crew here from Panama to deal with this situation. Our police force had to go in and storm the boat and take these people by force. And you know what happened to him? There's the same guy out there begging now for work with a sign and getting the sympathy of people like Mario. You know what happened to him? Not a thing. Not a thing. No charges were laid, no jail time, nothing. El Rey, Marjorie Tartarian, Johan, you try and go out there and hijack an international ship, and you see which jail you're going to be thrown under. Nothing happened to them. Do y'all hear me? This is why he is so bold and so entitled now to go on the waterfront with a sign illegally looking for work for himself. He says, I offer you my humble work accompanied by the best price. He has no right to work for themselves. Jasara says, remember that they had to cut their phones too. Yeah. People like this don't get much sympathy from me, and listen to me. When I tell you guys that I am a sympathetic person, you guys have no idea how hard it is for me to report on some of these stories, because I feel for that little baby. I feel for the people, who even have to come on a boat. Just last week, I had one of them reach out to me, this Cuban lady. She wrote the whole message in Spanish, but the gist of it really was that, they had family members in Cuba who had left on a boat, and her husband's family, they were looking for them and they cannot find them. And she said, listen, when, I was asking, like, who can I reach in the Cayman Islands? I'm the contact person that they said, reach out to this lady in media. She should be able to help you. And I'm so sorry. I said, ma'am, listen to me and listen to me carefully. If your family member has been missing for months and you have heard nothing from her, it's her husband's cousin or something she was saying, but if you've heard nothing from her, I can tell you the chances are they're not in Cayman. I don't know where she is, but she's not going to be here because our government has a very specific protocol in place. Trust me, we go out of our way to help people. And when they come here, we treat them, not necessarily the best in the world, but, I've also talked about that we need to do better. We can't have hostages. We can't have migrants come here and then treat them less than human. That can't work either. Okay? So I'm not trying to say just because you're a migrant, you should get treated like dirt and we're going to not give you proper housing. I said, no, once they're on our soil, we have a legal and international obligation to treat them with some basic decency. And I believe in that regardless of whether we even had a legal obligation, we should do that. But at the same time, we can't allow people to come into our country and carry on the way that this man has been carrying on on and then get sympathy from Caymanians who are completely clueless. It's like y'all live here and yet you have no idea what is happening in your own country. You have got to pay attention. It's necessary for you all to pay attention. So I said to her, I said, listen, senorita, I will put you in contact with the correct authorities. But at the end of the day, your family members might be lost to sea. You know how difficult it must be for people to leave their own country because their plight in life is that bad, even if it's just economics, which most Cubans, it's an economic thing. It ain't got nothing to do with no political asylum. Of course I feel bad for them, but I can't feel bad for them or worse for them than I do for myself. Let me just be a little bit clear here, right? I need Caymanians to take care of Caymanians first and foremost. Now, taking care of Caymanians first and foremost does not mean you're abusing other people. It doesn't mean you're disrespecting other people. It doesn't mean that you're hating on other people. We're simply prioritizing our Caymanians in our own country, as every country, although we're not a sovereign country, but you know what I mean, as every country has a right to do. I expect Cuba to prioritize Cubans. I expect Jamaica to prioritize Jamaicans. The United States of America, if Trump's policy ended with, we're going to put Americans first, but we treat other people in an equitable and fair manner, but he's trying to put Americans in jail. So that's where he's crossed the line. His policy don't make no sense. And if you went through the correct channels, right? He has political asylum. I ain't got no problem with that. I will say whoever gave it to him, hopefully they did their due diligence and they did their homework. If they didn't, well, he's here. He has the right to work, go out there and get a job. But yes, nobody's going to hire him because he is the man who was involved in all this mix-up, taking of the boat and all this kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. I think most of the videos, I don't even know if they're still online, but most of the videos I know we live streamed, even the takedown, we were out there with other media right on the waterfront because you could see the boat. The boat had come in a little bit closer. So I know that, they were trying to assist the authorities and like, okay, if you're going to do this, y'all better come in and get this done. Because after, I forget how many days they were out there for, but it was a number of days. After a number of days, they were like, enough is enough. We're going to take this boat back by force. And the Cayman authorities knew that would mean that, unfortunately, people would be dead on that boat, including the baby who is an innocent child in all of this. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Auntie Sandy.
Morning.
How's it going?
Hey, Johan, how are you?
All right. It's just listening in this morning and wanting to comment on the usual sort of drumbeat of it's like we live in an alternate universe because everything in this country seems to work for everyone that comes to the country, except for the people that are actually born and raised here. And I'm not saying that it's beyond repair because I think like Chief Officer Wesley Howell in his ministry does a fantastic job. Him and his team, they're really, really solid. I've had experiences with them and they know their stuff. But I think the rest of the system, we got to start having honest and frank conversations because if I decide in some drunken or mad moment that I'm going to try and, hijack anything, I promise you, my life is ruined. I don't ever get a job. The system would ensure that they make an example of me. But here in Cayman, it is too easy to get everything. It's too easy to get political asylum. And even once you get political asylum and somebody shows you who they are, there is no consequence for any negative behavior or activity. And I don't know this person from a bucket of paint, but the balls that you got to have in order to try and take over a ship and then do this standoff thing. Let me tell you, do we really need those people in our country influencing and being an example to our own? Like, we wouldn't tolerate that from a multi-generational or first-generation Caymanian born here, but we tolerate all level of craziness, disrespect, discrimination, nastiness from everybody else. It goes back to the point that I've always made. If we don't take a long, hard look at the system and understand that there are consequences for your actions, just like how there are consequences for your actions if you're a local, then we are failing the country, because everybody applies for political asylum. It would appear that it's a relatively straightforward, and I do know that there have been amendments to the process, but if you can be of that character, have that sort of way about you, we should have the right to say, you know what, you're not wanted here. Because there's no difference between this guy and Crazy Larry. And this guy took it to another level.
Well, in fact, this is actually worse than Crazy Larry.
It's worse. No, but what I'm saying to you is, now we got two examples of that we could easily go, yeah, we don't want to help you guys, and we don't want you to be in our society, and we don't want you to form the fabric of the Caymanian society and our country. So we're going to ensure that you lose the privileges of being Caymanian or having the rights to benefit from the Cayman Islands and the Cayman Islands government. Because what else do they have to do to prove to us that they're not persons of quality that we want to have in our community, have in our country, have around our children, because they've proven they have zero self-control and they will do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, and have zero consequences. This can't be how you fix a country, especially when there's only about 30,000 multi-generational Caymanian people. We seem to be prepared to make life easy for everybody that's coming. And don't get me wrong, I understand that we need to grow the population, and there's a consumer base that needs to feed the businesses and so on and so forth. But when you have blatant examples like this, what are we doing? Because if it was Sandra, and if it was Marlon, and if it was Johan, and if it was somebody else, they would knock on our doors and go, come here. Yeah, we're taking you in. We've had a chance to reconsider your situation, and you just don't fit the character that we want in this country. It can't be that hard. I applaud him for trying to find a job, but from the time the dude took the drastic steps of doing what he did, that was the moment where he should have become persona non grata.
Yes.
Because if you can have that level of testicular fortitude to take on a ship, you know? That's
I've never, listen,
crazy.
At the time that it was happening, we were live streaming it and recording, because we've never seen anything like this before. This was next level crazy. I mean, this was really, really next level. It was unbelievable. And here's, I found a video, April the 8th, 2021, so it went on for a number of days, where the baby, like I said, was running a dangerously high temperature. And because of that, they allowed the doctors to come into the area where they were holding off, you know, and basically offer the baby some Tylenol and stuff. But they were demanding, listen to this, demanding cleaning supplies for the room that they'd been staying in, as they continued to drink their own urine because they had run out of water. And they were insisting that the boat took them to Panama. And listen, the boat people are like, we're not taking you to Panama. Panama military is going to come to us and kill all of you. That was what was going to happen.
Well, the point that I'm going to make is this. Everybody that comes to Cayman seems to benefit from the kindness and the and a system of laws that need significant review. And once you figure out where it's weak, we need significant reform, because it's too easy to get asylum. It's too easy to get a work permit in certain situations. It's too easy to get PR. And once people get PR, they actually start talking about everything that's wrong with the country that we haven't fixed, but y'all came and found Caymanians here. And there's only 30,000 Caymanians, and I think I think we all agree that if a Caymanian isn't first in Cayman, no one should be first. Because in America, an American is first. In Canada, Canadian is first. In the UK, a British person is first, so on and so forth. But we're incorporating a whole lot of people that really and truly are here as economic migrants that have no interest in integration. And what they want more than anything else is to bring their way, their culture, their attitude to a country that is a gold mine for many, whilst a lot of Caymanians seem to be struggling. And I understand that we need to work harder and we need to organize ourselves. But if we have people that are proven to be bad actors and bad characters, and we can't see, or the system can't see, that those people need to go, none of this makes sense for Caymanian people. Because if it was one of us, we would have been gone or in jail or something else. So whatever the rule is, let's apply it to all, especially those bad actors and bad characters that are prepared to be violent, to be ignorant, and to show a complete lack of respect for a country that has welcomed them in and allowed them to stay here by giving them asylum, by giving them PR, by giving them status, by giving them a work permit. There are people that get into fights with locals with work permit. Nothing to happen to them, but I promise you this. If Marlon, Johan, Sandra get in a fight with somebody, we losing our jobs. Well, not you, because you're like the most powerful person in the Caribbean, in Cayman.
No, Chad, they got to throw me in jail. You don't see they keep coming?
Well, no, they've tried that. They can't get you. So, you know what I mean?
Let's be clear.
Anyway,
They're going to be throwing me under the jailhouse, so I don't know.
All I'm saying is we have to be respectful of the system, but we have to demand that the system work for those that break rules in the same way that we know that they would use the system to make an example of us. Because if I ever step out of line, I know what's going to happen to me. I know that they're going to try to mess with my family, with my kids, and that's when I become a completely different animal. So if you got that energy for Johan, you got to have that energy for people coming here and doing bad things, whether it be white-collar crime, physical crime, or any sort of behavior that is antisocial. We don't need you, and we don't want you here in this country. And the system and those responsible for the system and for the implementation of the rules have to do their jobs. Talking sweet and being polite doesn't matter if we continue to reward bad actors and people that
Leave me there, Johan.
Have no respect.
I appreciate
for us and the Cayman Islands.
Later. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, folks, I do have to end the show exactly on time today because I've got to go, literally. But come, Miss Stacy. But at the end of the day, folks, the proof is in the pudding. And if you think that this is an isolated one-off situation where this guy is 3 of the black ones, let me have 6 in total. So yeah. If you think that this is a situation that is an isolated situation, I can assure you that it is not. Let me bring it home to you. After all of this, after multiple protests on our government steps, and when I say multiple, I do mean multiple, okay? It wasn't once or twice. It was multiple times, even up to the last one. The Cubans themselves are trying to distance themselves from him. A lot of them there at, what you call it now? A lot of them are there at... who were in Bodden Town before that burnt down. They were trying to distance themselves from this man. They didn't want anything to do with him. Okay? Because he is different. He's different. Even amongst the Cubans, they're like, no thanks, Doc. He's just not different. So they wanted nothing to do with this guy. Now, you're thinking, well, Sandy, everybody deserves... We're all about second chances, third chances, fifth chances. Everybody deserves a chance over and over again. Okay, but guess what? Now, I have people telling me the child goes to school. All of this is being paid on our dime. So I'm telling y'all, we need to rein in the whole political asylum thing, right? The child goes to East End Primary. And do you know, someone just messaged me to say that this parent, these people at East End Primary are being tormented by this guy. They're like, Sandy, the teachers want to talk to you there. The administrators want to talk to you. He comes there and it's like they're afraid of him. They don't even know what to do. He feels that we owe him something. This person says, why doesn't Mario adopt him? Right? What does it take to change the laws? People love to talk about entitled Caymanians, but look, now we have entitled Cubans. They say he's a parent. When he comes in, barging in after the PTA meetings, he posted a lot of lies on his page, even putting people's names up on his page. This is what he continues to do. So let me caution the Marios of the world, right? Who want to defend and you know, like I said, he didn't know. Obviously, Mario didn't know, but maybe do a little bit of homework. Make it your business to ask questions. If he lied to Karen Thompson, I'm sure he would have lied to Mario as well. But dig up a little bit. Because this guy you see here, he not no Caymanian. No connection to us whatsoever. We're not taking on this burden. Before we go off air, let me also talk to Hunter this morning. Hunter, Walton, you're lucky it's not 9:30 and that I'm not going into overtime this morning. Because what I want to say to you is, you are upset and in your feelings about me, that's fine. I don't really care. In fact, let's pull it a little bit closer. Hold on, because I want y'all to see me good when I talk to Hunter, because no doubt he'll get this message. Make sure he get it. Hunter will defend any kind of foolishness. I know Hunter's wife is a Cuban, so you know he's confused about where his loyalties lie. Don't be confused, Bobo. My husband's a Jamaican, and I'm not confused about where my loyalties lie. Yes, so okay. And if he wants to be a Caymanian, if Marlon Hill wants to be a Caymanian, his loyalty is going to be here too. Yeah, Jamaica is his country first and foremost. And maybe one day he's going to be like, well, I want to go back home. And I'll be like, okay, see you later, honey, child. That's just how it works. You are so up in your feelings and you're so confused. So he tries to come at me, poor little Hunter. I saw you selling your coffee shop. What is that? Failed business number 10? Trying to get somebody to purchase that from you? You need to focus on yourself. You don't worry about me calling out dishonest people in this community. And because we did the same thing about you, you're still up in your feelings. That's okay. You'll be fine. 2025 is the year of positivity. I'm trying. That's why I haven't turned up as much this year. But believe me, Hunter, I will do a special session on you where we turn it all the way, the blinkety blink up. And I don't think you want that. Remember the last correspondence you had where you WhatsApp me apologizing? Because you always putting your foot in ish and then you have to backtrack a million times. Just disappear. Just go relax. Find a business or somebody who will hire you. Maybe you and what's his face can go hand in hand and try and apply for a job. All right? You worry about yourself. He says, enough respect, Mario, for supporting another man in the struggle. Unlike Radio Moscow that only seeks to spread hate and divide in this country, need more real people like you. Well, you and Mario can go have a love fest this weekend. Have him take you out for drinks because we know you definitely can't afford it. At least Mario can probably still, buy one or two drinks. He's got space in his backyard. Sit down and have a K-brew or something. Enjoy yourselves and just relax, okay? This isn't anything about any man in the struggle. Everybody is in the struggle. You know who's really in the struggle? The Caymanians. That's who's in the struggle. Oh, good. Radio's off. I give y'all 2 minutes of turn up and then I got to go. Hold on. Let me shut off radio first because you know them. Sandy, we heard you said the word. Hold on. disconnecting. Sandy, we heard you say the word fuck on the and I'd be like, listen, it was not on the radio. I already had hit the disconnect button, honey child. We're off the radio. Hunter, I don't give a fuck what you think. Okay? This Radio Moscow does more for Caymanians than you will ever do in your entire life. Go sit your little stupid ass down. Because you and I got one iota of sense, as Caymanians would say. There's not about no man in the struggle. This is about Caymanians in the struggle. And we must give it up to everybody. Even the asylum seekers that we invite here. You're here by invitation. And your asylum documentation says, you know, you can do this, and this. Oh, let's expand it. Let's allow them to be free. Let's allow them to do anything. Sell a bag of shit on the side of the street. That's okay. Because we not got no standards. Work. That's okay. Listen, there are Cubans out here who own businesses. If this guy was half decent, they would have hired him a long time ago because they know the struggle themselves. But you know what? Nobody don't want to touch him, not even his own people. Because of all of the Cubans that are out there, he is the epitome of ungratefulness, rudeness, and just a regular piece of shit person. Now, one time he tried to come up to me. Yeah, man, this is what he does. This is who y'all want to defend. He had the audacity to come up to me in A.L. Thompson's and started live streaming and you know, cussing going on with me. And listen, I was feeling very, very threatened. And I happened to have had a box cutter in my hand. And I told him, I said, you come one more step to me and we gonna have a problem because I will feel it necessary to defend myself. That's the kind of person he is. That is who this man is. So make sure y'all commit and look at him close. I don't care how many beards he grow. I don't care if he color his hair blonde, black. I don't give a shit. He's the same POS and just a different shirt for the day. Go out there and find a job because God knows we want you gainfully employed. But you see, the same way he go on with a stinking attitude, you got to imagine if he had worked for you, how he'd be going on. And on that note, folks, it's Friday. Turn up yourselves this weekend. Have a beloved weekend. I got to go. I got something really, really important to do. I'll tell y'all what on Monday, but I'm out of here. Please have a safe weekend and be good.